I have the additional high honor of introducing another person running for high office in our state. You know, a lot of folks don't know what the Lieutenant Governor does, but I want to tell you a little bit of how important this job is. When the Lieutenant Governor actually presides over the Connecticut State Senate and makes sure that the senators behave themselves when they're having debates and arguments on the floor, because they actually are in charge of the rule book called Mason's Rules of Order and the parliamentary procedures that are used. And, you know, the Senate up here tends to be a little bit of a stuffy institution, a little formal, and the Lieutenant Governor, you know, maintains the decorum and chooses those who are able to speak next and all that sort of thing. But it's actually a very important job. Some Lieutenant Governors find themselves simply going to funerals every night, and that's just one of the important things they do. But they also cast important votes on occasion. The state constitution allows Lieutenant Governors to vote only under one circumstance, and that's to break a tie. Now, for those who think that the Lieutenant Governor's office isn't very important, folks, the income tax was deadlocked on the floor of the Senate 1818. And that public nuisance, former Lieutenant Governor Eunice Rourke, broke the tie and gave us an income tax in the state of Connecticut. And secondly, there's a former crooked governor who now you can hear on the airwaves here in the state of Connecticut, who left the office under a criminal cloud, and the Lieutenant Governor, who was lying in waiting, became the governor. So the constitutional line of succession is the second most important, and I would argue perhaps the most important thing that a Lieutenant Governor does. The Lieutenant Governor becomes governor when the governor is incapacitated. But with Tom Foley, the likely next governor of our state, and Mark Boughton, the courageous mayor of Danbury, the next Lieutenant Governor of our state, he'll be around for a good long 4 years and probably 4 years thereafter. Come on up here, Mark.
Wow, how are we doing out there, everybody? You guys having a good time or what? This is a tremendous crowd on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Thank you for being here, and God bless you for coming to this Capitol Building in the greatest state and the greatest nation on earth. We're proud to see so many people here today. Folks, I'm Mayor Mark Boughton from the city of Danbury, and I'm running for Lieutenant Governor.
Yeah!
That's right. And I got to tell you something. I just heard Tom mention the income tax, and it sent shivers down my spine. It's been our nightmare, if you will, over the last 15 years or so. And the reason for that is because when you look behind me, mounted on top of this building, this gold dome, bad things happen in this building all the time with this legislature. Bad things happen. They're kind of like the movie Gremlins. If you feed them after midnight, if you give them water after midnight, they will come up with every wacky idea and spend every nickel that you have and then come back and ask for $10 more. That's what happens in this building. And come November 2nd, Tom Foley and I are going to make sure that doesn't happen anymore. And frankly, that's why we've got to get the good people that are going to speak to in a minute elected. We've got to get more representatives in the State House of Representatives. Fiscal conservatives, people that care about this state. We've got to get more state senators elected. Fiscal conservatives, people that care about Connecticut. That's how we bring real change to this state. The right kind of change that each of you want. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to spend just a quick second talking about the gentleman that we're running against, Mr. Dan Malloy. Let's hear the boos. There you go. Let's make no mistake. Let's make no mistake. Dan Malloy is as left as they come. He's made every promise to every special interest group in this entire state in order to get the nomination. There is no way come January, he's going to be able to make the tough decisions that's required to be made up on the second floor in this building. He just doesn't have the ability to do it. And let me just tell you, he's been going around the state talking about how he's created jobs, how he's brought jobs to Stanford. And he did. He brought 5,000 jobs to Stanford. That's really good. Here's the problem. He lost 13,000 jobs while he did it. There's not a tax, there's not a fee, there's not a nickel collected out of your pocket that he won't take. He'll have to do that to satisfy the special interest groups that he's already made the deal with. And let me just tell you something. Just yesterday, he proposed putting tolls on Connecticut roads. When is enough enough? How much more do we have to pay to fund every wacky program that this building dreams of? Tom Foley and I say enough's enough. We say it's time to close the books. We say that you can't give this legislature another nickel, not another dime in new revenue, until they figure out a way to cut the size and scope of state government so it's right-sized, so that we can afford it, so it meets the needs of the 21st century. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we came here today, we've done a lot of yelling, a lot of screaming, a lot of protesting. It's a lot of fun. It's important. It's important to get our message out. But now we've got to take the second step. We got to take the second step, and we got to talk to our neighbors, our friends, our relatives, our brothers, our sisters, our aunts, our uncles, our grandmothers, our grandparents, the kid down the street, your paper boy, your paper girl, anybody with a pulse, and tell them to go and vote November 2nd. Elect Tom Foley and Mark Boughton. Elect Linda McMahon. Elect Dan Brinkley, Sam Calabari, all of our congressional candidates, and elect Republicans to the office. That's what we have to do. Because, folks, this election's not about me, and it's really not about Tom Foley. Frankly, it's not about Linda or anybody else. This election is about you. This is your state and your country. And if you're as fired up and fed up as I am, you're going to know what to do November 2nd. You're going to walk into that booth. You're going to vote for Republicans so we can take back Connecticut and give it to the people it rightfully belongs to, the working men and women of Connecticut. God bless you. God bless America. This is a great country. Thank you.